Hello everyone, I am Gabriele, welcome to my channel. Today I'm making some skin customization and some gameplay with Dryosaurus. Above all, I wanna check the dodge of Dryosaurus, and I can check it at any growth stage, really, at any growth stage. So this is Mr. White. I call this skin Mr. White, I don't know why, just because it's white-ish. It's very clear, contrary to most of my skins, which are very dark, Mr. Blacks. Now I save it, so supposedly I should have it in my next game session, supposedly. So I switch off the game and I switch it back on and I should have it, supposedly. It should be great. So, small pattern variation, head, body and tail. Every damage I get on my tail will receive only 40% of the damage, of the full damage. So if I get from Athenotosaurus a bite of 30 points of damage, I will now receive only 40% of such damage and not 30 points of damage from Athenotosaurus, for example, just making an example. Alright, well, my Dryosaurus, I think it's ready, body, beautiful. Let's confirm and jump in game, actually anywhere, center, probably there is someone, and in here, we are gonna experiment, we are gonna check the new Dryosaurus dodge. Oh, it's dark, as usual, you might say. I'm gonna put some filters here, so just to have a slightly more color. Now, I have infinite stamina, just as a Dryosaurus. At least I'm very easy to be spotted, just because of the white-ish color that my skin has. There is, I actually don't know what's in my diet because I don't play, sorry, Dryosaurus this much, but I'm already 31% grown. It's a fast grower. With a perfect diet, it takes only half an hour, if I mistake not, to grow a Dryosaurus. So it's, they grow so fast. Anyways, from what I've heard from another player playing in the stress test server, so at the moment with this version of the game, check the version of the game 0.9.76.02, you can just dodge. Now you will dodge, actually I'm just pressing dodge without pressing neither A or D to turn left or right. I'm just moving ahead and pressing the right mouse button. And by default, I am dodging, from what I see, always on the left-hand side. So if I am being followed, I should jump on my left-hand side, on my Dryosaurus left-hand side. Okay, by default, I'm jumping always on the left-hand side. Now, what if I press D to go right? And then, alright, so if I press D to go right, and then I press the right mouse button, I will eventually dodge moving on the right. So let's try it again. I'm gonna press this time D again, and I should be able, yeah, D again. So I press D, and I'm jumping on the right hand side of the Dryosaurus. Mind it, on the right hand side of the Dryosaurus, because I'm moving right, so I'm moving that direction kinda. So I'm jumping on the right hand side of my Dryosaurus, not on where my camera is pointing, but on the right hand side of my Dryosaurus. This might be actually confusing at times, but it's right. Now, if I am not choosing any specific direction, I am actually always by default dodging on the on my left hand side, on my Dryosaurus left hand side. Now I'm gonna press the right mouse, the D button to go right, and I will jump afterwards on the right hand side of the Dryosaurus, because I pressed D, the right, to move right if I were to go to the front. Now if I'm going, let's say, towards my camera, because I want to check my back, I will still jump on the left hand side of my Dryosaurus. On the left hand side of my Dryosaurus. So this is my left, and this is my right. I'm not consuming stamina from what I see. Is it? At least I'm not. Alright, I am actually not consuming stamina. Not at all. Alright, I thought I was to consume stamina, but I do not consume stamina. That's good. So Dryosaurus stamina consumption has been removed when you dodge, and by default, at least so far, you are always dodging anything. By default, if you are not going either left or right, you are always dodging on the left, going on the left hand side of your Dryosaurus body. So always this side, because I'm gonna jump now on my right hand side. I'm not gonna press any directional button. I will jump, I will dodge still, moving on my left hand side point of view of Dryosaurus. By default, always on the left hand side point of view of Dryosaurus, your Dryosaurus that is, not your camera point of view. So I'm gonna turn right. I should go on the right hand side of my Dryosaurus, because the Dryosaurus received that command. It might be confusing, you might need to practice a couple of times if you are running away and checking your back. So yeah, this might actually be confusing, because if I'm pointing my camera on the back and I'm running towards the camera and I'm moving on the left hand side, I should actually jump on the right hand side of my Dryosaurus, even though I just pressed the left turn. Does that make sense? Because your commands here are being reversed depending on which direction you are looking at, if you are going to or you are going from your camera. Well, what do you think about that? I'm gonna leave some feedback for developers later on. That's all for today. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm gonna scream to the moon. Yeah, the powerful Dryosaurus. You are a cute one, Mr. Ghost, Mr. White. Mr. Ghost, I am a phantom Dryosaurus. Always. Oh. Actually, now I'm jumping on the right hand side by default. I'm not pressing anything. I'm not pressing anything. I'm jumping on the right hand side, not left hand side. Well, as before, I guess. Correct? Correct? No? Alright, so this is the last time. Okay, these commands, you might need to recheck it, because jumping on the right. Now I'm not pressing anything, and I jumped on the last direction I went to. So I pressed right, and I'm dodging on the last direction I went. So let's say that, yeah, alright. Well, that's all for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Consider subscribing my channel, and have a great day. Bye bye.